Going on YouTube? You know what it is. Coming back to you with the Mile High reaction. This is probably my second reaction, but we're gonna do the best we can. Um, this one's basically about DOC recruiting workers to work in prisons from Puerto Rico, and brought them over here, and it's not working out for the Puerto Rican brothers. So they're getting mistreated. They're actually getting treated like convicts, to tell the truth. So we're gonna see what they got to say, and yeah. But before we get into it, man, make sure you hit that like button, hit that comment, hit that subscribe if you haven't already done so. And, hit that bell notification so you get all future content. But without further ado, let's get it.
Colorado is so hard up to find prison guards, they're flying them in from Puerto Rico, giving them a one-way plane ticket, handing them a uniform, and offering them housing inside the prisons. Some of them tell our Cole Sullivan they feel like inmates.
Work at the Buena Vista Correctional Complex
prison guard.
meant possibility for Sean Fernandez.
Wanted to do it to make a change in my life and help my family out.
In desperate need of workers, the Department of Corrections recruited him and dozens of others from home in Puerto Rico to guard inmates in Colorado. Life here, he says, was not as advertised.
And that's my
Yeah, there you go, Sean Fernandez, man. Came all the way from Puerto Rico to find a better life and realized, all he got was some lies. So, yeah, it's beautiful up there, man. If you're not incarcerated and actually locked down, but yeah, it ain't working out for him. Seen that 4,200 a month to work there. You're basically only pulling in about 1,000 a week. That's not really shit to do that job. To be honest, man, that job's kind of rough. You're not treated the best, but they don't treat people the best either. So it's kind of a give and take in that whole situation. But man, if they're doing the guards like that, they're doing the recruited guards like that. Can you imagine how they're doing the criminals, man? Shit. Let's see. Let's see what we got.
room. That's pretty much how I'm living right now.
Fernandez and a couple dozen other Puerto Rican workers live at the prison in cubicles.
How he's living.
This is pretty much the same thing as the inmate showers almost.
He says prison supervisors routinely conducted what he calls shakedowns of staff quarters, searching through their stuff as often as twice a week, sometimes while he tried to sleep.
I felt like an inmate.
And felt worse.
Wow, man. They're getting shooken down twice a week. Shit, that's more than some of the prisoners, man. Guaranteed. Shaking them down, contraband. I mean, if you don't trust them, what'd you bring them over there to work for, So, these dudes just came to try to get a better life, some opportunity, and realizing it ain't all cracked up with what it is. They came out here for 4,200 a month. Well, let me tell you, man, a place around here in Colorado gonna run you at least 2,000 to 2,200. So unless you're shacking up with a couple more of those guards, it ain't gonna be very lucrative for you. But man, to be shaken down, and did you see those showers? Those were basically the showers. So let's just give you a little insight on this whole thing. I did time in this facility. So basically, Buena Vista used to be a medium facility. It is now, I believe, a closed facility. They do have modules, which is a level 2 facility, minimum restricted. And yeah, they have a modules there. They're kind of like dormitory buildings. They used to have the old mods on that facility, and I guess they still have them from what my friend was saying, and basically that's where they house them, in the old mods, and they sound just like they are just like what they sound like. They're module units that were put together to basically, house inmates. Yes, it was lower security. Yes, they got to go work outside the fence and whatnot, but those things, man, I wouldn't be wanting to live in them. They look like they had asbestos and everything in them. So, there was also another facility there that was the boot camp. They had a inmate adult boot camp there, and that's where they used to run their boot camp out of. That facility was quite new, but he said they're housing some of them there as well. So, like I said, they're pretty much living like the just like the inmates. You being shaken down. You can't tell. You can't told not to speak your native tongue. You can't speak your language. Coming on down on them for speaking Spanish, and quite frankly, they just don't trust him. And, I guess that's the name of the game, huh?
Worse, he says, when coworkers and supervisors discriminated against the Puerto Rican workers on the job.
And they're just saying, hey, you're not supposed to speak in Spanish. This is America, but that's really discriminating. It's kind of disrespectful towards us.
Fernandez says he and other workers can't afford to live anywhere else, even with the DOC housing stipend.
There's times where, I have to help my family out financially. And, if you were to get an apartment over here in Buena Vista, it's like $1,900, almost $2,000.
After reporting of the conditions by Colorado Newsline, he says it has gotten better.
There you go, 2,000 a month just to live up in Buny, and quite frankly, that's the sticks, man. There ain't nothing up there but just mountains. There's no real town. The closest town is Fairplay, and it's fairly small, man. I don't even know if there's a Walmart up there or not. Um, Plus he's helping out, sending money back home, and it's the conditions out there in Puerto Rico, the wages probably ain't quite what they are here in the States. So can understand this young man's his feeling towards all this. It's got to be can't be good, man. Look at those bathrooms. They don't even got doors, man. They literally got a shower curtain on them just to give you some privacy. So like I said, they're living just like the inmates, man. Foul. And I get it, man. That's their option. That's what they signed up for. Um they're not paying for housing, so they're able to send probably quite a few more bucks home. So, a lot of them are gonna put up with it because, they probably haven't been treated quite fair, you know what I'm saying? And they don't know what to base it on because this is all they know. This is all they've ever known. And so to them it's kind of normal. But man, it's not even cool. It's a bad look for DOC, let me tell you.
Bathrooms now have stall doors, for example. But life in Colorado isn't the possibility he imagined.
I came from nothing, so I'm kind of used to this. But the matter of fact is that you cannot promise us pretty lies to have people leave their home, God knows how far it is, to be mistreated.
You heard he said he comes from nothing, so he kind of used to it. So man, I'm telling you, if you let people treat you this way, they're gonna continue to this way, man. And excuse me, I get it, man. They're just trying to do the best for their family, man. I get it. You're gonna grind, you're gonna hustle, you're gonna probably allow yourself to be mistreated just to make some more money, send home to your family and take care of things. I get it. But man, that's foul. That's foul. They promised them this, promised them that. Like I said, they're not paying nothing for rent, but to shake them down, man, and to basically discriminate against them, telling them not to speak their language, that's wrong. Let's finish this one up.
The Department of Corrections says the worker housing at the prison was only ever meant to be temporary. A spokesperson says the department will no longer do unannounced inspections and will only do inspections of worker quarters during the daytime. The spokesperson says the department takes allegations of discrimination seriously, and its Inspector General, Kyle, is now investigating.
I mean, I did a double take when you're talking about them searching staff quarters, but I guess it's in a prison.
They're in a prison, and that's one thing that the union that represents these workers says is really an affront to them. As if we're treating this prison housing as their homes, it shouldn't be searched. It should be their private area, and instead, this is what was happening. The prison is now stopping doing unannounced searches.
I mean, the bottom line is they are doing us a big favor by being here because we can't staff them locally.
Exactly.
All right. Cole Sullivan, thank you very much.
Yeah, they're doing us a big favor because they can't staff them locally. You heard him just say it right there. They can't staff them locally, and they just doing us a big favor, I guess. Because yeah, quite frankly, nobody want to work there for shitty ass wages, man, and get shit on. Literally. Man, has to be pretty bad in Puerto Rico to put up with that, man. And it's kind of crazy how the media blows it off and says, "Well, we get it. It's in a prison." Yeah, it wasn't meant to be. It was only meant to be temporary, but you got to try to make it the best you can for these people so they can do a good job, man. No one likes to go to work upset, mad, frustrated. Doesn't work out. Doesn't make you a very good worker, going to work frustrated, fired up, whatnot. And that's definitely a place you don't want to be like that. You know what I mean? Because you will draw attention to yourself going in there supercharged. But I do get it. I understand. It's kind of foul by DOC, but what do you expect, man? That's what they're used to doing. Um, they're always getting over. So that's just a little reaction. You know, my whole thought on the whole thing is basically, you know what? Um, shouldn't be shaking them down. Let's be honest. Those ain't inspections. Those are straight up shakedowns. That's what you used to do to the inmates back in the day when I was in there. We used to get shaken down. Now we wasn't getting shaken down twice a week because guaranteed fools would riot up in there. Fools would riot. They wouldn't just put up with that. But you know these guards, they're gonna put up with it. You know what I mean? So, you know they reached out to the news and hopefully they got some resolution with their problem, and they're not being shaken down no more. Hopefully some of them could probably band together and move into an apartment and get a little life a little better for them, so they're not just feeling like they're under the thumb. So that's a mile high reaction. This is Conrad, and I'm out.